All right. So Melvin's going to be the host for our Super Saturday. Melvin is going to open up the day, tell people why they're here. And then he's going to do the testimonials. And Melvin's going to you're actually going to say what the testimonial is, Melvin, so that we are not risking people going, oh yes, and then I took Isagenix and I no longer have diabetes and all that stuff. So we don't want that, right? Okay. So you'll do that part of the testimonial. And then the two quick questions you want to ask them is, one, what was the experience like? So they can share their experience, which is more important than the product, right? And it's more important than all the labels that they may want to give. And then you're going to ask them what their favorite product is. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is talk a little bit about their favorite product, like some key points. We'll put the product will go up on a slide. So we'll do their before and after. Product will go up on a slide. And that is kind of how it will unfold.
So you want to do features and benefits or just key points?
Features and benefits sort of thing, the usual.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how we're going to do product is we're going to attach them to each testimonial. Rather than having a product presentation, we're going to attach them to each testimonial. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to, at the end, to go, so you've heard and these are the most common ways that people get started. We'll put up the 30-day, we'll put up the forever pack, and we're good to go.
Okay.
Okay. From that, we're going to go into our regular opportunity presentation. We're going to talk about the overview of network marketing so people get it and understand it. And it's going to be a shorter version because I don't have to tell my story because there have been a whole bunch of stories beforehand. I will tell my money story. Then we'll go into a shortened version of the presentation. And then we are going to wrap that part of the presentation. We're going to take a break. And then we are going to go into the training part of the day. We will no longer go live. And in the first part, you can have guests. You can invite guests. You can invite guests to stay the whole time if they're on Zoom with us. But if they're not, then we're no longer live once the testimonials are over and the presentation is over. Cool?
Okay.
You're muted, Tria.
Okay, so we're streaming all the way through the opportunity presentation, and then after that, then it's done. Okay.
Right. So Tria is going to be our back end. She will train other people to do that. But for our first presentation, she's going to handle what she does. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we're going to come back. So I'm going to do the presentation for the first time. As we grow, I'm going to step away and someone else is going to start the presentation. So you guys want to watch this day as not just as just like, ooh, that's very nice, look at them go, but as I might be doing a part of this next month. That's how I want you guys to watch it. So I want you guys to start to prepare yourself, particularly Mr. Penn, who is accustomed to speaking in public and has that voice, right? We want to get you groomed and ready so that maybe next month you can host. So those are some of the things we're looking at, okay? And what we'll do is whatever section you're taking over, we're gonna tag team. So Melvin will train Anthony on that part. I will train whoever's gonna take over my part. Fozzy's gonna train whoever's taking over her part. That's how we're gonna do it. Cool?
Yes.
Except for, are we always going to have the 4th Saturday of the month?
Is it the 4th?
It is for July.
More than likely, we're gonna do our best to keep it consistent. Yes.
Okay, because I leave for Hawaii that day.
Well, maybe you may not be next month, but I'm just saying, just be ready.
Okay, I will get ready.
Your day's coming.
Okay.
And it may not be hosting, it might be something else. So I want you guys to just keep that in mind. Okay, so then we're gonna go into break. We're gonna have, allow people to, take some time. You guys will have an opportunity to talk to your guests. So we will have the breakout room set up, so we'll know who has guests, and we'll have that so you guys can have those conversations. So that will be that. Tria, do you think we'll have the website, the landing page done for the products by then?
Yes.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So one of the things that we're also going to be able to do, and we're going to build this into our presentation, Tria and I have been learning and growing and talking and building out some new presentation styles. So one of the things that we're going to be able to do is to be able to send you guys to be able to give someone a link, and they will go right to a landing page that will have all the 3 product videos that we want people to look at. It'll roll into 4 business videos, depending on what degree of knowledge they want. So business video compensation broken down. So all that'll be on one page. Then there'll be a free gift, which is already built out. And I'm working on figuring out a way to actually have you guys be able to have the person register right there once they're on that page. I have some ideas, but I got to talk it through with Tria to see if it's actually possible. I think it is. And so wouldn't that be cool? That you can actually walk someone through a process, and they can actually go to your website and register right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my goal is breakout session. Go to you answer questions, you give them the link, you jump off, they're going through the stuff, then call them back while they're still on the page and walk them through enrollment. Like boom, 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 boom.
That would be a game changer, actually.
We're working on changing the game,
Yeah.
Anil.
Yeah.
Right?
I was just thinking of something like that when you were talking, and I was like, what if we did this? Because my background is in computer programming. Not that I'm interested in doing it, but I was like, we could do where they, at the bottom, it says, get started now, or sign up here, or whatever. Or, and then once they click on that, a pop-up comes up where it says, who invited you? And when they put the person's name in, you can have the coding match that name to that person's website and take them straight there.
You're in my head. You're
Okay.
in my head. So I'm thinking more buttons with everybody's thing. So if you press on Peyton, you press on Melvin, you press on Anila's, that link is already coded into that button. So when when they click on it, it redirects right to their site. That's what
exactly. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
So I gotta know how easily doable that is. I don't think it's that hard. Because we do it in our email letters. We put it is
doable.
Graphic, so I don't think it's that hard. So the only shift that will happen if we do that, because we'll be able to do this once we test it for every opportunity presentation. The only shift that'll happen is that we will want to give someone their personal analysis before they come to the presentation. But that's a detail.
Yeah, and that would be great too if, when we have people come into the presentations on Thursday, when they sign up for the presentation, where if we have a little drop down, say who invited you. So that way, if my person comes, so if you had a little link at the bottom when they register for the presentation on Thursday, who invited you? So I know you're collecting those for whatever reason, whatever you call it. But anyway, you would know who invited that person.
That we did, because we're using Zoom technology, that's not a possibility. It's not a page that we're built. Like when people register, they're registering through a Zoom link. So we have to do that.
Okay, gotcha.
But we have to do that manually, but that's not hard because once Tree's already thinking.
Yeah.
But once and matching up is not a big challenge. But the thing is, because once we put you in your breakout room, our goal is to put you in your breakout room with your guests. So we need to know that at some point anyway. So we'll be. It might be that you're. One of the things that we're saying is when Cindy sends out the email for the week, is that if you have a guest, you just let her know who it is. And that way she can collect all that data for us to set up the room. So we're definitely working on that piece.
Okay.
It may not be automated.
Or one of the things too, even though they're registering through Zoom, Zoom sends an email, right? After they register, maybe we could put that information in the email so they could tell us. Like they should, I'll think through it, because that link can go out in a thank you email,
Yeah,
and we
absolutely.
should be able to capture it from there as well.
There's a way. So that's what we're building through. So if you imagine it, this is what we're seeing. Personal health analysis goes out when you invite someone. Please complete this, send it back, just so I know where you're sitting before you come to the presentation. Someone comes to the presentation, you've already got their personal health analysis. You kind of have an idea of what's going on. Someone comes to the presentation, we walk them through the presentation. In the middle of the presentation somewhere, we are going to let them know where to go, and we're going to talk through that part of the page so they can actually see it. Some people will not finish the presentation because they'll have enough information to do what they need to do, and they'll start to register, enroll, whatever. Then what we're going to do is we're going to finish off the presentation, and I'm working through how this totally works. That's one of the things I got to build out in terms of the flow. So once they get on that page, they're going to start watching stuff. You're going to have an opportunity to call them while they're on the page and they're working their way through the videos. At that point, you'll be like, what questions can I get answered for you? You can answer the questions. You've already got the stuff for the personal analysis, and you can actually walk them through where they need to start, and you can start your enrollment process, because that's the hardest time to be able to do it. Now, for some people, they may have questions. What you're going to do from that place is set up a time, and you'll be able to set up a time and say, okay. And what we'll do is I will give you guys a link that goes directly to my calendar, and I'll block off, so there'll be some times available. And what'll happen is you can say, okay, well, let's book some time to get your questions answered, and you'll be able to do that all in one process. Because I think where the ball is being slowed down for some people is people go away and you guys are having a hard time re-engaging and following up. Is that kind of what's going on? Okay. So how's that sound?
That sounds
That sounds
great.
really good.
Yeah.
And I guess the other thing too is, and this might be already happening because I'm not that much of a computer person. The branding of the team, like, is that something that's going to be like at the forefront? Team, I guess we're still being called Team One Heart or whatever. Like, would the Super Saturday be branded as the Team Super Saturday, One Heart, and the branding like of the team? How does that work?
It's up to you guys.
Because I mean, for me, it's like I was on a call. This is what do you call it? A favor for whom, and it was one of those gifting calls, right? But one of the things I liked about them was the way they branded their team, right? The way they felt inclusive and what they were looking for. And there would be 5 traits of what they were really looking for, because they had to look for good people that's not going to tell, right? But it really makes you feel inclusive, and I guess that's the thing is when people come to what we're doing, what are they coming to, and what are they becoming a part of? Can they say, oh man, that One Heart, them people are da 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 da. They got it going on the internet. They're gonna get our health together. They're gonna get our money together. Man, I want to be a part of that.
Okay.
I really do like that, right? Because like everything that Melvin said, it helps us just stand and look stronger, together. And then people, have a sense that they're not just coming in to like an individual, but they're coming into a supportive environment. So I like that.
Yeah.
And I also like that because the conversations that I've been having recently have all been centered around the power of our network and and just coming together with a strong network. And so I think that really brings that home.
Okay, so logo is sitting there just waiting to be dusted off.
Same One Heart logo.
Oh yeah, we got a One Heart logo. I paid to get that sucker done. We got a One Heart logo. So and so let me tell you where One Heart came from, just so everybody knows. Suzanne did not choose the name because that was always a question that everyone asked. I did not choose the name. Actually, I didn't want heart in the logo at all because I was like, I don't want to be, no, don't use my name. And of course, I put it to the team to choose a name, and they came back with One Heart. So, but I'll tell you why One Heart worked and why Susan's accused laughing, right? I'll tell you why it worked. So we had a nurse as part of our team, and she put to the team that if you took a cell from every single one of our hearts and you put it in a petri dish and you left it for 3 minutes, every cell would start beating in unison.
Wow.
That's why we're called One Heart. And I was like, can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So that's why we became Team One Heart. They insisted on spelling it H-A-R-T instead of H-E-A-R-T. And their thing was, you started this, so we're using that name. So that's where One Heart came from. But I love the idea, and the logo is a bunch of hands holding up a globe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one team, one dream, one something. And so it is just a unifying logo. Tom Lucido, big good old Tom, went to work and got the logo designed for us. We had flags, we had stuff. I know, right up Tria's alley. We had One Heart flags made at one point. We had our stuff. So so yeah, we can totally get back to doing that. I will pull out the logo, pass that over to Tria, let her work her magic. I guess it'll have to go on the graphic as well. And yeah, most definitely. Thank you, Mr. Christopher. And we will definitely. So let me ask this question. This is a great question. Melvin asked, who are we looking for? If we were to give people 5 qualities of who you were looking for. And this is a great question because you always need to know who you're looking for, because who you're looking for is looking for you. So how many people could tell me, who are you looking for? What are the traits of the person we are looking for to join our team?
I guess people with integrity, basically meaning that they do what they say.
That's
Focus.
like number one.
Yeah. Focus and commitment.
For me,
Positive.
it's someone that complements all of our traits and someone that is diverse, like we are.
Someone coachable.
Coachable, self-starters.
People who are open or adept to seeing opportunity.
People like to have fun.
You
I was
guys,
gonna say that too, Fazia.
you guys are listing all the
brainwave
qualities.
cells combined.
Yeah. What'd you say, Suzanne?
I said these are the values, almost all the values of my business. Yeah, so it's up on my website. So I totally get you, Melvin. It's up. I mean, mine are up on my website. This is who I partner with. This is who we are. There's a lot of them that you guys have talked about. Okay, so integrity, focused and committed. And commitment is someone who's persistent. As you know.
And I like that commitment, because for me, I'm looking for people that could be committed, at least commit themselves for, Jimmy used to always say, everybody commit for 2 years, to change their life and see what happens. Or commit for a year to see what happens, not just come in for a month. And, you got to have that commitment in your head that I'm going to change my life. And changing my life you know, like you said, my best thinking got me where I am. It's going to take more than a couple of weeks to change this thing, you know.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we had to stick and set, you know, and I think that's some language should be around that.
Okay. Well,
Can we add courageous to that?
and we'll put language to all of it, Melvin, because one of the key things that I've learned is that courageous can mean one thing to one person and another to another. Commitment can mean one thing to one person, but a different. So we will define all of this. You know, diverse will be, I think, in the who we are, Anila.
Sure.
Like in our, just like we are a diverse group of leaders who are bum, right? So absolutely. Anything else?
Yeah, a lot of those are traits that you have to get to know somebody, but I'm looking for something that I can tell from a distance or early on in a conversation. So I'm looking for people who are friendly or personable. I'm looking for people who are attractive. I'm looking for professional looking people, and I'm looking for people who are looking and that they're approachable. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you can say hi to somebody and they just, you know, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going to try to correct all of that. And then early on in the conversation, what's going on with you? You know, and sometimes people just really tell you, hey, I'm looking to do this or I'm looking to do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Good. So I will say to you that you can actually figure out majority of these traits pretty easy in your first two conversations.
Mm.
So this is how I know. So most people have lots of trouble with integrity. And how I know whether you're a person of, you have an idea or you have a person with integrity is when I set an appointment with you, you'll put it in your book, you'll show up early. That's how I know, right off. If you're canceling, you will call me, you will send me a text, you will reschedule. That's a person where integrity is important. If I talk about commitment, I'll know you're committed by how you do your program. So when I'm looking for a business partner, I will say to you that how most people do their program is how they do the business. So you'll have those people, they'll be like, what do I need to do? When? Okay, yeah, got it. And they will be right on it. You'll have those people, did you program already? Oh yeah, I did 3 weeks ago. Oh, did you think you might want to tell me? Did you think you might want to start? Is it there to, if you start watching how people engage you when they start doing their program, you will find who is going to be an amazing business person or not.
Mm. That's a good one.
So if coachable, do it this way. Oh, well, no, I didn't do it that way because I thought that it would be easier and I didn't like this, so I didn't do it. I didn't like that, so I didn't eat it. I said a chewable every hour between your plans. I don't like those chewables, so I decided not to eat any of them. I'm starving. No shit. Right? You're gonna have those people.
Yeah. I don't like shakes. Shakes are the worst thing, you know.
Right? You're gonna have people that are just own way. They'll just do it their own way. So if you start looking at these traits, Anthony, and you just start going through your recruiting process, half of these will jump out at you. You'll be like, oh, right? And so for me, who I'm looking for is looking for me. The person who has these traits will see them in me, and that's why they'll be attracted to me. They will see them. So part of it is if you're looking for this, guess who you have to be?
Yep.
You are required to be this. You are required to lead this way because the most frustrating thing for a person who's following you is if you're saying, do this, and you're doing something else. If you're saying, try this, and you're trying something totally different. they will get so annoyed with you and then they will not follow you. They will find someone else to follow. And I've had people bypass the person who enrolled them for that one reason, is that they're telling me what to do, but they're not doing what they need to do. So I'm going to find another person in the team that is as committed as I am. Right? That happens more times than you want to think about. But what it does is it is as the leader you're attempting to be or growing into, you're losing credibility, not only with the person who's enrolling you, but you're also losing credibility with the team. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a big part of this is when we put these out there, how this works and what gives it power is when people show up, they see this group and they're like, they're all like this. Oh my gosh. They're all on point. They're all committed. They're all these different things. And I tell people all the time, remember, the world is watching. Those people who said no, they're watching. And they are watching for those qualities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think also is that one of the great things about having these tenants is that we can springboard on what we're looking for people to go back and commit to getting people like that. Like when they're, when they're creating their teams or their 10 committed people, who are you looking for? This is what our team usually look for. So let's go get those people so we can change the world. And this is what we're going to be expecting from them to do. Where for me, if somebody's been on putting products in their mouth for 10 years and somebody on the team don't like a certain thing they do, to heck with them. Let them jump to somebody else, as far as I'm concerned. But it's a whole different ball game if that person is not putting the products in their mouth, they're jumping in and out, they quit, they come back, and stuff like that. But I think to have the tenets of what we're looking for people to go back and get and bring into the team would be great. What you're looking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I will work on these and add them to the presentation. The presentation I'm rejigging, so give me a week or so to get it all done, because Tree and I have been doing some webinar presentation research. We're on. My goal is to have this automated. Like you can bring someone to a team presentation at any time. They see us all. I know, praise God, right, Anila? Praise.
Yes.
Right? So my goal is to get a presentation that is so tight that it is automated. So when people show up, they will show up, they will see us. They will, yeah, it's gonna be on. Right? My goal is to have an automated Super Saturday and an automated presentation. And Super Saturday for different reasons, but definitely an automated presentation. So that's where we're going. And it'll run 24/7 when we get it down. So you have a person, you can go, oh, we have a presentation starting in an hour. Let me bring you.
And I like what we're doing with Super Saturday. It's so different, right? Because everybody just invites, to like the opportunity call, and then that's it. So we actually get a chance to showcase our culture, our personality is fun, and people know what they're coming into. So I love the idea.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Afternoon of the presentation. So once we take a break and you guys have some time to connect with your customer and get that stuff started, it's going to go to Fazia, and Fazia is going to do a compensation training. And she will walk people through the compensation, answer any questions that people have on the compensation, and really get people, like first steps at least. So she will talk about the power of going consultant and recreating consultant. And so that'll be the big thing. And then after Fazia finishes, I will go into some form of training. The training will change every every month, but it will be a training for beginners, if you will, so that people get a sense that there is a system. That's really the key thing that we want our guests to have to understand, is that there is a system and they're stepping into the system. So I will always be focusing on the system. We'll probably bring up the Trello board and talk a little bit about the system, but that's going to be the focus so that people can actually see that there's right there. There's something for them to step into, that they're not reinventing the wheel. We give them something, like we're going to go through all of that. We'll focus a bit more time on different sections each Super Saturday, but that's going to be the training. And then I will do a little bit on mindset, because mindset is everything, because mindset and leadership development, because leaders drive systems. And basically what I wanted is to be a conversation so that people can see what they need to do to be successful, right? So they need to be a product of the product. That's the first part of the presentation. They need to have a testimonial. Melvin's going to handle that, right? They need to understand why they're there. That's the opportunity presentation. They need to understand how they get paid. They need to be able to see the money. Fozzie is going to take care of that. They need to understand the system, and then they need to develop as leaders. That is our training. Pretty simple, pretty succinct. We're going to get it done in 3 hours. We're going to have lots of fun. We're going to give away gifts, all sorts of fun stuff. So there you go. Comments, thoughts, questions?
So you want us to donate gifts like products or stuff like that, or to be given away? Or I know there's a way, and I hadn't done it yet, unfortunately, to send product to people through Isogenics, like sample products, like the feed kits and stuff like that. So is that what you want the team to do? So
yeah, so if you have a guest who we're recognizing, you will take on the responsibility of sending out a gift to your guest. And there's a way that Isogenics is set up that you can do that. If it is a rank advancement, you will have a way to send out something for rank advancement to your guest. So one of the things I'm doing is making one of my books digital. So it'll be very easy to send that out as a gift. I am looking at different things. I'll check and see what Sound Concepts has for rank advancement. You know, you might be wanting to, when someone goes consultant in your team, is to get online and send them a GoPro book and just send it right through from Amazon. So I'll look and I'll make some recommendations for the different ranks for people in terms of what's a great recommended gift. And yeah, so we'll just send out gifts. So you'll be investing in your people, but the return, when they follow through, will be huge. So we'll give them gifts that move them along the continuum in terms of what they need to know. Any other thoughts, comments, questions?
In relationship to the Super Saturday?
Just for the Super Saturday, then we'll move on.
Okay.
Everyone good?
Good.
Sounds good?
Sounds great.
You guys excited?
I'm getting there.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I have a question. How do we determine who is Melvin's going to interview for the what's the word for the testimonials?
I made a list.
Okay. Is it people from within our team, or can it be new users that we've just enrolled? Or
we have some people that are like a month or like a little bit in. We're gonna use some of our new people, our own people. Let me just see. Testimonials. We have Taria, and Taria is going to talk about, you know, skin, because she's had a beautiful skin experience. and as well as whatever else is going on. We're going to use Colette. And Colette has had some great results, both in terms of weight loss, both in terms of, in a nice period of time. Sue Davies, I'm going to recommend you do a testimonial. And I wanted a long-term testimonial. So Sue and her husband have been on Isagenix forever. And so has every member of her family. So I wanted that type of testimonial where it's her kids, it's her this, it's like they use products. She can share how her husband drilled me and told me he would never do a cleanse ever. And oh yeah, toughest presentation ever. Most loyal customers ever. Susie Q was easy. Brian? Woo! Dang. I got out of that house on the skin of my teeth, I tell you. Brian is no nonsense, but Brian has lost 40 some pounds. He's in great shape. They do cleanses together as a couple, so I love that testimonial. Jennifer M. Who's that? How do I have that? Oh, Jennifer, your wife.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm like,
Hey, I was kind of wondering that.
You should say something.
I was actually muted. I was trying to find the button.
Jennifer M may be a clue. Oh yeah, that one's mine. Oh yeah. That's my third wife.
And reason for that I thought it'd be a great testimonial is because your wife clearly did the program because of your results. And I think that there was an expectation that you're pretty lean, you're tall, and like, what's gonna happen to him anyway? And she was like, stuff happened, right? I think that's a great testimonial in terms of, and I think the fact that Hayden wasn't doing this for weight loss, he was doing it for some other reasons. And do you guys see how I'm combining testimonials with some of them so we can get more money for a, so she's going to talk about her husband, and this is why I started, but she's also going to give us her testimonial.
Because hers is big too.
Yeah, hers is big. And then Anthony, I wanted your testimonial, partly also because you're a great example of having dropped 40 some pounds, and it's been how many years now? Keeping it off. You're also not 25, because that's often a common thought. And so there's a lot of stuff in there. And plus we also wanted to let people know that this is not a girls' club.
What does 25 have to do with anything? Hell, I'm not 55. Shoot.
Well, there's the belief that the weight only comes off when you're really, really young. And when you get up there, it's like so hard, and it's hard to keep it off and all that wonderful stuff. So we got.
And then too, I like the fact that Anthony, you're a firefighter, and all the stuff that comes with being around that arena, and taking towards your health for that too.
Okay.
All right. So Melvin, I will send you a list of the testimonials, the people who are going to do the testimonials. I'll make sure you have their contact info, and if you can just work with everyone to get those happening.
Sure.
And
they're short, right? Like about 3 minutes?
Oh, they're short.
Okay.
Like short.
Okay.
Right, like Melvin should be able to get through your testimonial in a minute.
Oh, okay.
When he's talking about it, and then he's going to ask you 2 questions, and each question should take like 30 seconds to answer. Next.
Okay.
Right. So because and this is one thing to remember about testimonials. The shorter they are in these environments, the more impactful they are, right?
Okay.
Particularly if they're able to see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course the host is going to give his testimonial. Bless you.
Bless you.
So we're going to have 6 testimonials, including Melvin's, because he's the host, right? And if they go like this, like popcorn, it actually creates energy for the people because they're like, what? This happened? That happened? That's what you want. When we start dragging it out, then it's like it loses its momentum. But if you have testimonials popping like this, amazing. Then they're going to go to Fazia. Fazia's going to give her testimonial, and Fazia's going to do a comp plan testimonial, right? And so that's going to happen. Then Fazia's going to pass it to me. I'm going to do a comp plan testimonial. So you see how the testimonials are just going to be pop, 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 and they're all going to be like minute, 2 minutes. And then we're going to take a break. And then we're going to go into the second part of the training. Well, that's Fazia will be the second part. I'll do another testimonial around personal growth and personal development. So every time we start, they'll get a testimonial. So it's story, 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 product, story, product, story, product, story, product. Because stories sell.
Mm-hmm.
Cool?
Where do the breakout sessions fit in all of this?
On the break.
Okay.
And we're breaking after the presentation. We're going to do it's probably going to be a 30-minute break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back.
So maybe in the interim from now to the 28th, can we do a,
You said 28th?
yeah, probably the professional on this.
Huh?
Can we do something like, what's the best way to invite our Facebook guests?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the things that I was thinking about is creating an event. So we'll have an event on Facebook, and then we could all invite, our guests or our network, I should say, through the event on Facebook. So really cool.
Yeah. And so what Tria and I can do is we can be doing some writing. We may need a whole week, you and I, with all the writing.
You just said a word. I'm ready to block the rest of the week right now. It's like,
So one of the things that Tria and I will do is we will write out the invitation. So we'll write some small copy, and basically the goal is that the invitation will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, particularly on social media. And then you can use that invitation to speak to people as well. Right. So, yeah, we'll do that for you. So, because we send out an invitation for an event every week, the 2 of us,
mm-hmm.
and people register themselves. So basically, Melvin will be sharing a link. You'll have a link that you share that will open up the invite.
Okay.
Okay. And we can talk through a little bit more about how that works. So let us get the invitation up and running. So we'll work on that this week. And the cool thing is once the invitation is done, we can tweak it and reuse it, but we don't have to start from scratch every single time. So that's the beautiful thing. Basically, we're just changing out links and doing different things.
So what time we start? What's our start time?
11 to 2.
Yeah, 11 till 2.
For some people.
At Eastern Standard Time. So Anthony, that's what, 8 to 11, 8 a.m.?
11, yeah.
That's a great time, 8 to 11. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
And it is the 25th.
Yes. I think this is going to be so cool. And you know what's beautiful about this? Remember that there's no borders on your invitation.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at where Isagenix is open,
Yeah.
there's no borders on your invitation. You can invite from anywhere. And the moment you get an international, you'll have to do an international membership, which is another, I think mine's $49 for the year. But
Okay.
that gives you all these different markets, right? So, or if I get one, like I have some above you, but I don't have any below you guys, right? As soon as I get one that's international, I'll let you guys know if it's in your team, because then you want to register so you get the flow, all the volume from that. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing you want to think about. You want to think about Mexico. You want to think about, all those places that you know people. Isogenics seems to be sweeping through Europe right now.
Okay.
I just did a conversation with 2 people in Europe. I'm going to go check and see where, like, if there's a parallel in terms of where they are, or I'm going to call her and say, hey, who do you know in this place, that place, this place that might be looking for a additional stream of income? So those are some cool things. And then, as we build, we'll be able to get a lot better at techniques to help you guys reach out. That's one of my things that I'm working on, techniques to reach out on LinkedIn, techniques to reach out different places. So the goal is,
yeah, I have a question regarding the international market that we're talking about.
Mhm.
Are the prices the same over there, the prices of the product, or are they compatible with what they're
it's in the currency of the country. And what Isogenics does is they usually do their market research, and the packages may not be the same, right? But they're designed for that country, so they're usually on par in terms of what's So they're not paying for a US a 30-day. It may be a smaller packet, maybe, because some countries, like for example, when they went into Asia, it was weekly packs, because that's how Asians shop when they started. So they had packs that were smaller because people were shopping weekly. So depending on where they go, they look at all these different things and they adjust their packages for different things. Some countries don't drink shakes. Some countries, you know what I mean? So there's all those different pieces.
Okay. Thank you.
Not all of the products will be released at the same time in all of the countries, Anila. So that's another thing. Like all of the products, the catalog that we have will look different from the catalog in other countries.
Okay.
So just to know, if you go to your website and you go to the top right corner, you'll see that there's a icon that allows you to change the country. And if you click on it, you can click on the country you want to go to and the language that the country's communication is. So if Canada, you can get Canada English, Canada French, right? And then, and once you do that, what'll happen is the website will convert to that country's website. And then it'll be in the language of the country. It will be in the dollar value of the country. You'll see whatever. You can look at that in English, but you can also look at it in terms of whatever language it is, if they're speaking a different language. Most of the European countries would probably, that they're opening, English is first language, but they'll probably, as time goes on, they'll probably have it in two different languages. Like if you go to Canada, you can go Canada English or Canada French, right?
All right.
Right. US, you'll have US, but there's Spanish, right? So there's all these different things that you can look at the website in.
Thank you both.
Great question. Anything else? Is this helpful?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Penn, you had something you wanted us to look at?
Not on Super Saturday. Number one is how's Cindy doing? I can't find her phone number to call her and just check in with her.
Cindy is doing well. Unfortunately, Cindy had to go back to work. She's not too happy. And we are in her travel time, and she was hoping to be able to jump on during bus hours, like when she was doing, but she hasn't worked that out yet. So I will be checking in with her. I know she's got some family stuff going on as well, but she is well herself. But yeah, she'd love, and I can make sure you get her number if you want to reach out to her.
What's her last name?
Salter.
Oh, that's it. That's right. Yeah, sometimes my phone will not spit out numbers by the first name. And second of all, I want to talk about, I've launched my high five group.
Mm-hmm.
I've sent out my first, and then I haven't done anything else. And I'm just stuck on opening up, and, you know, it's just not normal. Hey, guess what I'm doing? And, you know, and I've worked out and I'm ate something, and here's a picture of what I fixed. And I'm trying to move into what's the natural next thing to do to send to a high five group. You know, it's a mix of women, it's a mix of men, and, you know, I love them, they love me, and now it's a kumbaya moment, and I just don't.
You don't have any kumbaya?
You know, I've gone walking, and I've worked out, and, you know, and I've eaten right, and, you know, and stuff, but I just don't know what to say.
Thank you. That is so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is the thing. There's no right thing to say. There's no wrong thing to say. And you're not going to say anything that's not Anthony. So you're not going to say, you know, today, here's my picture of my cereal, because that's not you. That's going to seem weird. Right? But you can say something like, you know what? I'm celebrating the fact that I got up and I worked out every day this week. Right? I did a cleanse day this week, and it went well. You know, Anthony, just think of what are you celebrating for yourself that you did all week, and post that. What results are you seeing? Post that. How are you feeling? Post that. See, the thing is, it's not to make stuff up, and it's not to be not your natural self. Now, some people are touchy-feely, post their cereal, post their this. Tria got food all over hers. Tria posting all sorts of things because Tria's inventing things, right? Tria's like, "Ooh, look what I made! Look what I made!" If you hanging out with Tria and you don't sign up, I don't know what's wrong with you, right? So that's her thing. Some other people are posting before, like, this is the outfit I'm wearing when I get to this thing. This is what I did today. They're putting slogans. It's what is it for you? So there's no right thing. It's take them on your journey with you. If you're not flowery and you're very factual, then be very factual. How's your energy?
Extremely high.
So you know what? Yeah. So it might be something.
I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right. So one of your posts could be, you know what? One of the beautiful things about doing this program is my energy is consistently high. I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning and I feel amazing. That's a great post. Another post could be, I don't know if you guys know this, but before I started this program, I could not walk the golf course. Mm-hmm. Today, I walked 9 holes. I walked 9 holes, right? It is those things. Oh my goodness, I'm down 3 pounds. You know, only X more to go in terms of what my goal is. Like it's just taking people on the journey with you. It doesn't have to be, you know, kumbaya, touchy-feely.
Okay.
You just gave me a post for today. Like, we're all still in quarantine, right? Like, we don't have time to go shopping. So the good news is, like, I'm losing weight. So I could fit into, I can now fit into some of the older stuff that I left here. So right. It's good.
And you know, and you could say something like, you know, the big conversation everyone's having is the plus 20. They've done,
Mhm.
they've done the plus 20, and I'm part of a group that's doing the negative 20,
Mhm.
right?
What's a plus 20?
COVID 20.
So they don't gain 20 pounds being at home
Oh.
In quarantine.
in quarantine.
Whereas our group is losing weight in quarantine. Right.
Losing weight and feeling great.
There you go.
Quarantine fit. That's the hashtag.
Quarantine fit. Yeah.
Quarantine fit. Okay.
Love it.
So it's the quarantine 20 that people are dealing with.
Yeah.
And okay.
We're quarantine fit.
And we're quarantine fit. Okay,
Right.
got it.
So there's all sorts of things that you can begin to put into your high five group. It is just, and it really is be yourself, but talk to them. And you only need to talk to them like once or twice a week, Anthony. It doesn't have to be a daily thing.
It's not gonna be. It's okay. But like I've had a success this week is getting up and doing just 5 minutes, 10 minutes worth of stretching, throw in some half of push-ups, and I'm finding, and I look, I'm only gonna do 10 halves, and next thing you know, I'm up to 15, 20, and I want to do them twice a day. Why can't I just start the day off, do a quickie, in my evening before I go to bed, do a quickie, and go on about my business, and that's working.
Yeah, and so it might be some of the things that you have you put your goals in to your
No.
high five? So that might be the first thing you want to do. You might say, okay, so these are my goals while we're together. I want to drop X amount of pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to do, I don't know, 40 push-ups in a row by the time I'm done this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to do some sit-ups, whatever it is. Just put it in there. I want to eat clean Monday to Friday and do whatever. So put those goals in there, and then now you've got stuff to talk to as you are going through the program. So you might like to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm already up to 15 push-ups in a row. Yay me! I started with 3."
Yeah. If you guys would like, I can share my goal setting that I sent to my high five.
Please do.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Anthony, to just piggyback to the stretching that you shared with us, what you're doing. I think for me, I had suffered from back pain, and as a result of a very bad fall when I was overseas 3 years ago. So what I've been doing the last 4 weeks or so, as I am in bed, I start stretching. I don't even get up. I just stretch in bed. Initially, I started with 5 minutes, then it became 10, and then it became 15. But I can tell you that I feel incredibly energetic only because I'm doing that. And I feel the energy flowing in my body is not stuck in my spine. It's actually working with the spine and just creating clarity. You can move your legs, you can pull your legs up, whatever. They're very simple, but it's making a huge difference in my life. And even right now that we are in this call, I continue stretching. Like I'm stretching my arms or I'm moving my legs. So I'm actively participating in the meeting, but actively also working different parts of my body.
Okay.
All right. So what are your goals, hon?
Did you ask me a question, Suzanne?
Yeah. So can you tell us what your goals are that you wrote to your group?
Yes. The goals that I placed for my group, I said, I started with the Isagenix. I was very clear. I said, I'm trying to utilize one part of the program. And of course, I made sure to say there is a program for weight loss, there is a program for athletes, but I want to do the basic, the regular program. And then, so that's the Isagenix. Let me just look at it actually. And then the second one is, I said, I want to walk 10,000 steps a day and then also work out. And then the third one, it escaped me, but I gave them 3 goals. And I told them my struggle. For each goal, I put my struggle. Each goal, my struggle, so that they know what to support me with.
Yeah.
So one of my high five women, she said, Anita, have you done your 10,000 steps today? And sure enough, because she texted me, I got out of the house and I made sure to complete my 10,000 steps that day. So there is a lot of power to having someone, gently remind you, okay, have you done this for yourself today? So yeah, I will send the one Word document. Should I send it to you, Suzanne, or put it on the Trello?
If you send it to me, I'll add it to the Trello board in the notes section.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
people can see it.
Yes. But so it is the goal and the struggle, struggle. So they know what they have to help me with.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question in regards to posting. So I don't fully understand the Trello media board.
So the Trello media board is designed for people to, as we populate it, it's for people to get examples of posts, because people were like, I don't know what to post. And then if you have a great post, to go add it to the board. So that what'll happen over time, so let's say you have a post that's on mental health, because a lot of yours, and you have a great post. If you go and you take a card and you say this post is on mental health, you add it to the Trello board, then as people get comfortable posting, they have examples of great posts that have worked. And they can take your post and they can tweak it for themselves and use it. So that's kind of what we're hoping to have, that people can just go to the board. So if you go to the board, we did a bunch of examples of what you can post in your Hi-Fi group, right?
Okay.
So I'm hoping that as people get comfortable posting, that they'll go to the Trello board and go, oh, that was a great post. It worked really well. Let me add it to the board, title it, add it to the board, so that people who are new to social media can go and say, I want to try posting something. Let me go and I'm going to grab a post. And I'm going to use it, but I'm going to shift it a little bit so I feel it's giving me language.
Okay. So so any of us can go on there and create a card and post that we think is good.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
what determines what we think is a good post? That we've already used it, and the number of conversation or replies to that post or likes or something, or how do we determine?
I think right now, is if you write a post and you're like, that's good, that would work, because I think what people are looking for is language, right? And then over time we can go in and tweak them and make them stronger as we learn more. But I think right now there's people who aren't posting. There's people who have no clue what to say. So you're comfortable posting, I'm comfortable posting, Sue posts. It's just helping people get started with language, right? And I think the thing for most people is so you want me to post, but you don't want me to use isogenics in the word? You don't want me to talk about what am I supposed to talk about? That's what most, right? So if you're great at posting, so it's giving people samples.
Just to share with you, Fazia, one of the things that works for me too, what stood out for me when I had a conversation with someone I was talking to about it, they specifically said to me, they don't want to get involved with anything that they have to do or be on for the rest of their life. Right? And to me, that was so interesting, because why wouldn't you want to be on this or use this product for the rest of your life? And so that gave me the idea to post about the food, right? Because that's the thing that people have in their mind, like, oh, we got to take a shake and it's so, blah, or eating now becomes boring. So I think for me, the fun part is to know that I'm having so much fun with it. Like my smoothie bowls are like off the chain, like, and it put me off of isogenics because I'm having too much fun, right? But it's just to show people that it doesn't have to be what, it doesn't have to be negative. You could have fun, you could enjoy it, and then you could still be healthy.
Mm-hmm. And I think the other part, when people say to me, I can't believe I'm going to have a shake for the rest of my life. My thing was, well, what did you have for breakfast this morning? And those people are like, oatmeal. What did you have the day before? Oatmeal. What did you have for that? Oatmeal. Oh. Right. Because sometimes we'll say something, but most people, I had a cornmeal muffin for breakfast for like 5 years and a coffee. But I couldn't wrap my head around having a shake for breakfast forever.
Zucchini loaf.
And then I thought, okay, but wait a minute. I've been having the same breakfast for like my whole life. Right? It's just that.
Yeah.
Right? So and that's the piece that we all want to get really good at. People eat the same thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is just really like I when people come to my house and they want breakfast, I'm like, why? I do brunch. I don't do breakfast. At 8 o'clock? No, you're getting a shake. I'm sorry. What flavor would you like? We don't cook breakfast that early. Because it's part of my convenient routine. And most people are like, ooh, this is good. Can we have another one tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely. So it's just that. But that's a great post.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then so the language goes up on the card on the Trello board, and then whoever picks it, they can put whatever picture they want with their post. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So and because we're trying to give some room so the post will look different, but the language, giving people language to use.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Was someone else jumping out?
No, I just looked up 10,000 steps is 5 miles, it says on Google. I had no idea what that meant. I hear people say, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
And by the way, you can do that. You can even do that in the house. So what I did is I just Googled on YouTube. I said 10,000 steps indoor. Since for some people, they can go outside of the house. And so there are several videos with very simple steps, but they move your entire body, which is amazing. I'm shocked. And for some people, they need to start at that level. I had, as a matter of fact, I had engaged my girlfriend in New York. I said, hey, would you like to do the 10,000 steps with me? I said, here's the video. Let's do Zoom so that we can support each other. She did it one day. She told me it's awesome. And then the next day, she started making excuses. And then we finally had a conversation about it. And she said, Anita, just bring me the 15-pound weights. And I said, okay. But I said, I'm not at 15-pound weights. I said, I have to start somewhere. And I'd rather start with a simple video that's still in 32 minutes. I'm so perspired that I have to take a shower right away, then wait for the 15-pound weight workout that she's looking for. And the truth is that she's not walking at all. I was more thinking in terms of, let me help you in a gentle way. Hey, can we do this together? Because she's not moving at all. I'm concerned about her. Mm-hmm. And then she found an excuse to say, no, I'd rather go to a gym and have 15 pounds and work 30 minutes or 45 minutes rather than doing this. This is too simple for me. And the truth of the matter is, it's not simple. It can be simple, but you are still getting so many of the benefits. If I do my 10,000 steps, I feel amazing.
Mm-hmm. But what she's giving you is just a rationalization. She's just giving you an excuse to get at it.
Yeah, I was shocked because she's a very intellectual person. But
they give you the best excuses. That brain.
Yeah.
They got all that smarts and brain power. I tell people, some people are just too smart for this.
Is that the thing going to the Eagle School? Is that what that is?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So but this is the other thing. I have a headset because I do my walking while I do my calls,
Mm.
right? So I have my call list and I get on the phone. I put my phone in my hand or in my
Mhm.
and that's usually when I do my call. I've gone down to the beach, walked along the beach, did all my calls, came home. I walk around my neighborhood. I'm doing my social distance. I can get my calls in. So that's the other thing about this. You know, it's a great business. Go get your headset on, get your dials in.
Mhm.
Anila, thank you so much for sharing because
Thank you.
one of the things that I know I get up and I work out with Sue in the morning,
Mhm.
right? But outside of that, like this chick don't need a house. This chick like stuck in front of the computer, right?
Mhm.
And so it'd be really cool if you're looking for a partner, but it'll have to be early in the morning, right?
Sure. I would love
Looking for
to.
a partner to walk. I could commit to
Mhm.
walking around my neighborhood
Mhm.
and then coming back. So after my
Mhm.
workout, just throwing on my sneakers and then
Mhm.
just walking, you know, outside and get it in. So I can't
I would
promise
love
10,000
to.
steps though, but we get some
That's
steps.
fine.
I
We
got a hill.
start at some place. You know, you always start somewhere. And I had given her only a 30-day challenge. And I said, let's see how our bodies are going to transform in 30 days with just this simple step. Because we were not even doing that. As you stay isolated in the house, where are you really going? And for me, I was so strict about the isolation. I have a backyard. I didn't even visit my backyard. That's how strict I was. So imagine how it made me feel.
Yeah.
And for her, she's working from her house and she's not going out. I was truly caring about her. That's why I included her, but she threw the towel right away.
Can't bring an eagle to duckling school. They gotta evolve first. So there you go.
Can you share the link that you're talking about, Anila, as well?
Sure. Sure.
Okay,
I'll
awesome. Thank
email
you.
it to Suzanne
Add it to your doc,
because
Anila.
I'm on the phone. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Add it to your doc that you're sending me, and I'll make sure that it all gets up on
Yes.
Trello for everyone. All right. Any questions? Was this helpful?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Conversation.
So we will. My goal is to have everything ready so you guys can start inviting, whether it be online, offline, for your event. For the Super Saturday, so that my goal was beginning of June. You guys would be July. You guys would have everything you need to start inviting and building for the event. And we'll continue to talk through building for the event. So bring all your questions if you have invitation questions, anything you need, any ideas you have.
Mhm.
Definitely bring them, and we'll just keep this moving.
Okay.
All right, everyone.
Great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Great
fantastic
Great to see
conversation.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Have a
Yeah.
great
Have a
week.
great day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.